Hello everyone, welcome to AI Simplified India. In this video, I am going to show you how I use ChatGPT to build a complete .NET 8 web API with CRUD Operation, Entity Framework Core, SQL Server, and Swagger. We will see the prompt I use, the code ChatGPT generated, and the final working application. I will also share where ChatGPT helped and where I had to make manual changes as a developer. Let's get started. So before looking at the code, let's see the final result. This is our employee management API. Using Swagger, I can retrieve all employee. I can get by ID as you can see. So how many I have added so far. So I want to get by ID. So we can use this endpoint and we can see this result and response in the chat GPT. I can create a new employee record. I can update an exiting employee and I can delete an employee. All data is stored in SQL Server using Entity Framework Core. Now let's see how this application was created using ChatGPT. So this is the prompt I provided to ChatGPT. I asked it to create a production ready ASP.NET Core 8 Web API using Entity Framework Core and SQL Server. I requested CRUD operations, dependency injection, Swagger support, asynchronous method, proper HTTP status code, and clean project structure. Within a few seconds, ChatGPT generated most of the boilerplate code required for the application. If we can, okay, so as you can see, we got all the code. We just need to copy and paste the code into the .NET project, right? After generating the code, I created a new ASP.NET Core Web Application project in the Visual Studio. I added required NuGet packages, including Entity Framework Core, SQL Server Provider, Entity Framework Tool, Swagger support. Once the package were installed, I started implemented the generated code. You can see the structure of the project, right? So here we have the controller, this is the data, this is the data models, this is the migration, and these are the models, right? So as you can see, we have one model entity here. So we have ID, name, age, email, salary. Now we have the, sorry, we have the DB context, right? This one. So DB context is responsible for communicating with SQL Server through Entity Framework Core. We register our employee table using DB set. Now we will go to that service layer, right? So this is the interface we added, and here is the implementation. So to keep the code organized, I implemented a repository pattern The repository contain method for retrieving employees, getting employee by ID, creating new employee, updating, exiting employee, deleting employees. All methods are implemented synchronously to improve scalability and performance. And now we will see the dependency injection. So this is the program.cs class. So we register all required services. We configure SQL Server connections, string, entity framework core, response, repository services, and Swagger. So dependency injection help us to keep the application loosely coupled and easier to maintain. Now we will see how uh, we added package manager, means what packages we added in the console, right? So after configuring the application, I created the database using entity framework for migration. I executed these commands. I executed add migration initial create and followed by update database. Entity framework generated the code and database schema automatically and created the employee table in SQL Server. Now let's test the API. First, I will create a new employee record. So here we will create new employee, right? So name is test 123, age is 45, 123, and this is salary is okay. Now we are going to execute it. As you can see, the record has been created. Now we will go to get all employees and we will execute this. In this response, we will see the newly created employee. Now let's update the employee. So we created employee test 123, ID is 5. So we will put employee ID here. Name is test 234. Age is 45. This is 123, and we can update salary as well. Click on execute, and the API successfully return a successful response. Now we will go back to edit API where we will put the ID 5 and click on execute, and here you can see whatever we have updated. So the new employee record is updated successfully. Now we are going to delete this record from the database. So as you can see, we have created a new employee with the ID 5. We will enter 5 here and execute, and you can see the API return successful. We will go back to get all employee and we will execute this endpoint, and here you can see that newly created employee has been removed from the database. So this confirm that all the CRUD operation are working correctly. Now let's talk about my experience using ChatGPT. ChatGPT was extremely useful for generating the initial project structure and reducing repetitive coding work. However, it's important to understand how that AI generated code still require review. In my case, I needed to verify package version, review configuration, and make a small adjustment before everything worked correctly. So while ChatGPT can significantly speed up development, understanding the underlying concept remain essential. If you found this video useful, please like the video and subscribe to AI Simplified India. I will be creating more content on AI, ChatGPT, .NET development, automation, and productivity tools. Thank you for watching.